Nancy Pelosi, who is, by my last count, 584 years old, she is running for re-election. Nancy tweeted out, quote, "Now more than ever, our city needs us to advance San Francisco values and further our country." Yeah. We need drug-addled bums defecating on the street from sea to shining sea. That's what we need. We need 2 cars in every garage and a syringe in every pot. We need San Francisco values in America. Our country needs America to show the world that our flag is still there. It's a rainbow flag, by the way. It's not the red, white, and blue. They got rid of that one. But the rainbow flag is still there. With liberty and justice for all. That's why I'm running for re-election and respectfully ask for your vote, Nancy. And now look, especially depending on what happens in 2024, it's going to be very dangerous for Nancy Pelosi to be in office because she remembers the Compromise of 1877. So she's going to be able to wield power very effectively. I don't mind that she's running for re-election. It's not good, it's bad, but I kind of get a kick out of some of these old timers who have been, these women of a certain age and some of the old timer male politicians who have been around forever. Bernie, all of them. They're going to hold on as long as they can. The people are allowing them to hold on. Okay, that's just how politics works. However, I will say, the longer the geriatric politicians hang on, the more massive the political sea change is going to be once they inevitably have to leave office because the old Grim Reaper finally shows up. That's just a fact. They can hold on in both parties. Nancy Pelosi can hold on. Mitch McConnell can hold on. Joe Biden can hold on. They can hold on. We had we had a boomer president in Bill Clinton, boomer president in George Bush. I thought a Gen X president in Barack Obama. Some Gen Xers have written into me screaming and said, "Michael, how dare you associate him with us? Obama is technically a boomer." Okay, so fine, count him as a boomer. Then another boomer president with Donald Trump. So it's 4 boomer presidents. And then Joe Biden, who's the silent generation, who was before the baby boomers. So these guys have held on to power for an extraordinarily long period of time. And all that means is that the next generation that comes up is going to be that much more removed, is going to differ that much more from the views of that previous generation. But there's no stopping change forever. It will have to happen. Time rolls on. History rolls on. You look right now at Hungary, a government that a lot of American conservatives quite admire because it's the only country that's been able to turn around its birth rate problem, the only country that's been able to stop mass migration, the only country that's been able to re-beautify its cities. It's the only country where the cities are getting more beautiful, not uglier. And part of the reason they've been able to do that is the government is quite young in Hungary. And it's a vibrant young government that's not just stuck with the old platitudes of the 1980s, but is applying eternal principles to the new circumstances that confront us. That's going to happen here eventually. It's going to have to, when that grip of power runs out. And this is why I would encourage conservatives not just to recite the same platitudes that you learned in 1982, platitudes which may or may not have even been true then. Politics often boils down to talking points, and talking points are always wrong because they are always oversimplify. They never tell the whole story. Sometimes they outright lie. If we just keep rehearsing the same old script that we learned in 1982, we're going to keep on losing, just like we have since 1982, almost without exception. Or we can use our imagination. We can dig into history. We can dig into philosophy, and we can imagine. We can think about what the future looks like and bring that to effect. Right now, go to expressvpn.com/Knowles. Going online without ExpressVPN is like leaving your kids with the nearest stranger while using the restroom. Would you ever do that? I should hope not. Most of the time, though, you'd say it's probably fine, but you never truly know who it is you're trusting, so why would you risk it? That's why you need to be using ExpressVPN every time you connect to an unencrypted network, cafes, hotels, airports, pretty much any network that's not your own. Your online data are not secured. Any hacker on the same network can gain access to and steal your personal data, your passwords, your financial details, you name it. ExpressVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel between your device and the internet so that hackers can't steal your data. Hackers can make some serious cash selling personal info on the dark web. However, ExpressVPN has made it easier than ever to keep your information safe. Just fire up the app, click one button, you are instantly protected. It works on all your devices, laptops, phones, tablets. So easy that even I can use it. Go to expressvpn.com/Knowles. Get 3 extra months for free. expressvpn.com/Knowles. expressvpn.com/Knowles to learn more. Right now, go to hallow.com/Knowles. There is no better time to build a daily habit of prayer and meditation. Building a habit of prayer can help you cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Focusing on what you are thankful for can increase positive emotions and improve overall well-being. Also, you owe prayer to the Lord your God, so you need to pray. Hallow is the #1 Christian prayer app in the United States. It has helped countless people maintain a daily prayer routine, and it can help you too. Download the app for free at hallow.com/Knowles. You can set prayer reminders and track your progress all along the way. Not sure where to start? Check out Father Mike Schmitz's Bible in a Year, my favorite podcast, available on the Hallow app for brief daily readings and reflections, or pray alongside Mark Wahlberg, Jim Caviezel, and even some world-class athletes. With Hallow, you can customize a personal prayer plan that works for you. Listen wherever you are with downloadable offline sessions. Using Hallow to connect with others who share your beliefs and values can provide a sense of belonging, support, and foster a sense of community, and you will learn to be a better person in today's broken world. Right now, go to hallow.com/Knowles. Try 3 months for free. Hallow.com/Knowles. Speaking of geriatric politicians, Joe Biden is slumping among non-white voters, which is a big problem because the Democrats rely on a total lock on racial minorities. So if they lose the racial minorities, especially black voters, they could lose basically every election. This is according to CNN and SSRS, shows Trump is up 1 over Biden. So for the people who say Trump can't win, again, that was disproved by history because Trump did win in 2016. And maybe, who knows what happened in 2020. Biden is hitting his targets among whites. So Biden is matching 44% of decided major party white voters that he won last time. But he's losing some non-white support. Meaning that he's not behind on non-white voters. He's still massively ahead on non-white voters. He's just not as far ahead as he was last time. So Joe Biden still wins 58-34 among non-white voters, according to Nate Cohn of the New York Times. But because he's lost some ground, this could be a big problem for him. Trump, for instance, got 29% of the Hispanic vote in 2016. That was compared to Romney's 27% of the vote. So this is very funny that Trump, who called Mexicans rapists and murderers, was able to do better among Hispanics than milquetoast, nice-sounding Mitt Romney, and really upended a lot of the chattering classes, establishments, anti-Trump rhetoric in 2016. But still, 29 versus 27, it's not a lot. It's fine, and Trump does better among non-white voters than most Republicans. He got 8% of the black vote compared to 6% that Mitt Romney got. Okay, that's fine. But this also highlights the political importance of immigration. For whatever reason, Republicans just don't do that well with non-white voters. That is why the Democrats are flooding the country with illegal aliens, because they are, by and large, almost entirely non-white immigrants. And they're not doing it because they care about the Venezuelans or the Hondurans or the poor people crossing the border, paying off the cartels to be smuggled and raped and trafficked and sometimes killed along the way. They're just doing it because it swells their numbers. And it swells their numbers in a whole lot of ways. It swells their numbers in Congress because congressional apportionment, the number of districts that a state will get, is based on total population, not based on citizens. So you flood the country with illegal aliens, millions and millions a year. That's going to increase, especially in Democrat places, like California, it's going to increase their representation. It's going to increase their representation in the Electoral College. It's going to increase their proportion of the voters. It's helping them. This is not something where we can say, well, in 30 years, hopefully we'll just pass a law and, the Hispanics are conservatives. They just don't know it yet. Some of them are, and it actually varies by nationality. Cubans tend to be much more Republican than, say, voters from, Venezuela, say, or Guatemala, and the children of these immigrants and the grandchildren of these immigrants, but by and large, they're still anti-conservative. They still go for the Democrats. This is an emergency because while we can be chattering about the precise application of the rule of the law and whether Title 42 is acceptable or not, should we really arrest these poor people fleeing the persecution of what? They're seeking persecution by signing up with the cartels. While we're debating that, the country is being radically transformed as an intentional program by the Democrats to swell their numbers and to make the Republicans a permanent minority. Forget about racial minorities, cultural minorities, religious minorities. It just, as an electoral matter, that's what the Democrats are after here. Are we just going to let that happen, or are we going to get creative in how to enforce the law? at the very least, the highest sense of the law in spirit. Boy, what a great clip that was now. Make sure that you ring that bell, subscribe to the Michael Knowles podcast. We'll see you next time.